Hey guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. Today I'm at Jimmy Granger Ford in Stonewall, Louisiana. And we're going to take a look at the 2021 model of the Ford F-250. This is the Platinum trim level that we're going to be looking at today, and throughout the course of the next few weeks and months we'll take a look at all of the different trim levels as they come in here at the dealership. And while I'm doing a quick walk around here on the vehicle, I will put all of the trim levels on the screen and their base prices so you can have a generalized idea of at least where they start before you begin adding options. And here is the remote that will come with the F-250. No changes for 2020 in that respect, but just give you a quick look at what that looks like. I'm going to lock the doors and we'll start the engine up. Here is the 6.7 liter Power Stroke badge on the side of the truck, and that leads us right into looking at the engine itself here under the hood. And I'll list all of the numbers on the screen as far as horsepower, torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And for these particular vehicles, they aren't required, if you didn't already know, to actually give an estimated MPG, so you'll notice that's missing from the graphic today, unlike what we usually have. We'll take a quick look here at the front end. Of course, you can see you do have the tow hooks here, and while I do have the headlights on, it's probably a little bit hard to see just because we have a good bit of a glare out here. Getting you the best angle I can, guys, but you have LED fog lights. I don't have those on at the moment, but you do have the quad beam LED headlights as well. And something I always like to show right here on these trucks is found right here. Not the front camera, but right here. It's the front camera washer. If you ever get into your Ford F-150 or F-250 or whatever it is, I've had so many people who have seen my tutorial on this feature who have said, I had no idea that my truck had that feature. Even one person who said they didn't know about it until after they sold their vehicle or traded it in. I just want to show you how this works. What you're going to do is bring up your front camera on your infotainment screen, and then over here where you have your button that you would use to run your windshield washer fluid, that's what you're going to use. Watch what happens when I push that button. It's going to spray a stream of water right across on that camera and clean it off for you. And here's something interesting that you're going to see that comes up when you go to hop out of your F-250. You're going to get that little notification right there, just in case there's something in the back seat you happen to forget about. Take a quick look here at the hood and its lines. I do like the lines on this hood, the way that it's not just flat all the way across, and even has the indentions right here. And of course, Super Duty stamped into the hood itself right there. And of course, there is the F-250 Super Duty logo, and I'll show you a little bit more about these power side view mirrors when we hop into the interior. They are power side view mirrors. Of course, the turn signal indicator built in right there, and these are power folding, and you can extend them out for your trailer towing if you wish to do so. Of course, something that I don't know a lot of people use these days, but if you need to, there is your combination right there to lock and unlock the vehicle. There could be a lot of advantages to that, I guess, if you wanted to leave the keys in the interior or something like that. And of course, when you open the front or rear doors, the power step is automatically going to come out. And you can see that it does it in a rather timely manner, but when you close the doors, it still takes a couple of seconds or so for it to go back in case you need to get back out real fast, forget something, or whatever the case may be. And we'll take a closer look at the interior in just a minute. Of course, there is your gas cap, and of course, we all know what that is, the DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, just EPA stuff right there. And as you can see, guys, this model, of course, has the FX4 off-road package. Not a big surprise there. Of course, this truck is fully loaded. We'll drop the tailgate here, and there are a number of ways to do that, including using your remote. There's the interior button as well. And of course, you can do it the way I just did, just right there on the tailgate itself. And you do have your bed step right here that is very, very easy to use. I'm doing this all one-handed, so it's super simple, just to show you how simple it is to set that up. And then we'll just hop in, kind of a first-person view of sorts here, to hop into the rear of the F-250. Of course, you have all of your hooks and tie downs and everything back here. And you do have the LED lights on each side of the bed. Very well placed. Of course, they're pointed inside to the bed, towards the front from the rear. So you're going to be able to have plenty of light when it's dark outside and you need to load or unload cargo. And of course, now for the interesting challenge. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I believe I might be able to. Well, maybe not. There we go. Got that down one-handed. Let's see if I can get the rest of this done one-handed. I apologize for the shot there, guys. Just trying to show you how easy this is to do. If I can do this with the camera in one hand and trying to do that with my other hand, well, then I'm sure you can too, very easily, just to show you how simple it is to do. And of course, you do have the power sliding rear window, and I'll show you how to open that when we hop into the interior in just a little while. And yes, of course, this truck has a multitude of safety features, as we would expect in this day and age with our modern day vehicles. I'm listing all of those on the screen for you. Maybe not every single one, because it'd be a really big graphic. If you want to see what else is available, there's always a link down in the description of the video, guys, right below the video, where you can go to the dealership's website and see this very vehicle. Okay, guys, now we're going to officially hop into the back seat. Of course, you do have a grab handle here. And again, something I like to point out on these vehicles, you don't always see in every truck or van 4 grab handles. A lot of the time, there's one missing for the driver. Not in this case. So definitely kudos to Ford in that particular area. Of course, you have the map pockets on the rear of the seats. Here are your dual air conditioning vents in the back. Plenty of connectivity depending on what you need. A 12-volt power outlet. You have a 110 power outlet. And of course, your USB ports right there. And of course, you do have the drink holders on the rear of the console. And also 2 more right here on the fold-down armrest. Quite a bit of room back here. I would be super comfortable. I mean, I can almost stretch my legs all the way out, as you can see. And that seat could stand to go forward a little bit more. No shortage of room. Of course, I apologize that it's a little bit dirty, but there is your panoramic sunroof. Quite a nice view for your rear seat passengers. Okay, guys, just a quick look at the passenger side here in the front seat. Of course, there is the door. Got another large door bin, even larger than what we had in the rear. I really like the size of those door bins. Of course, that's the advantage when you have a large door like that. Of course, you have 10-way power driver and passenger seats. And here's something I really like. It has to be one of my absolute favorite functions here for the driver and passenger in the front. This little button right here in the center, when you push on that, it starts the massage function on the seat. So you can be driving down the road while getting a massage. A very nice feature. And of course, as is usual, plenty of storage space here with the upper and lower glove boxes, so no shortage of space in that respect. Of course, as you can see, the Super Duty logo right there. And just a quick look at the interior itself from this point of view before we move to the driver's side. Okay, guys, just a quick look here at the driver's side door itself. Of course, you do have seat memory right here. And typically, out of habit, I know when I'm driving a vehicle, I always reach down here to open the windows, the power windows, but everything is located up here on the top of the door panel. Everything for the mirrors, controlling the mirrors, all the functionality there, and of course your power windows right there. Everything is one touch up and down, so that's very helpful. There are the controls for your headlights and fog lights, everything you need there. And right here, this button right here, let's see if I can give you a shot to see what's going on with that. Hopefully you can see that is moving the pedals back and forth. And the memory settings for all of this include the pedals. So if you have one driver that maybe sets one of these functions here, one of the 3 seat memory functions, it also remembers the setting for the pedals. And of course, you do have a fully power steering wheel. Here is the button for controlling whether using the tilt or telescopic function. And of course, here's the same feature that I am going to turn on. I'm definitely going to hit that button right there to turn the massage function on here as soon as I hop into the driver's seat. Just gonna go ahead and hit the button to start the engine up here. Got that classic sound of the 6.7 liter. I'm gonna lower that steering wheel down just a little bit to give you a better view of the dashboard. And of course, no changes there for the 2021 model year, but still really effective. I like that design. It still looks very modern. Nothing missing, nothing lacking there. And your steering wheel mounted controls, everything you would expect to find there. And of course, you can go through several different features and functions here on the dashboard and see what's going on with the vehicle. You can set up trip modes and all that kind of stuff, depending on what you want to do. And all I'm doing is just toggling through here with the arrows. And then of course, I hit the arrow to the right there to bring this up. There you go. You've got trip 1, trip 2, fuel economy, all that good stuff that you can keep up with depending on what you want to do and what your needs are. There's a few more functions right there. You can go up here and see performance and just see how that looks. Not a lot there right now, but this vehicle just hit the lot, as you can see by the odometer down there. And here, like I said, on the driver's side door, all the functions and features for your side view mirrors. And so, like I said, I'm just going to extend those out real quick, and that's this button right here. So we're going to bring those back in, and of course, if you want to fold those in, like I said, they're power folding side view mirrors, and all I did was hit this button right here. Everything else pretty simple and self-explanatory. Again, not a difficult vehicle to figure out by any means, and as you can see, not only do I have the massage function going here, I also have the cooled seats on, or should I say more properly, ventilated seats. For those of you on YouTube who love to correct people, I guess I better say it correctly. And of course, I'm being facetious right there, guys. And of course, here is how easy it is to go between your modes for either two-wheel drive, 4 high, or 4 low. I can remember, I'm young enough, or old enough, I should say, to remember a time when it wasn't quite that simple. And of course, your infotainment screen here, very easy to use, very easy to figure out. I say this in all my videos, guys, because there are people out there who have never had this kind of technology before. Don't let this scare you away from buying a brand new vehicle like this. It isn't difficult to learn, not scary at all. I mean, it's super simple. There was a time when I had never used this stuff, and I figured it out without a problem. And you can see everything that you have here. You have a few different screens you can toggle between. That's what those little dots down there are for. And of course, you can make so many different adjustments here depending on what you want to do. I can even adjust the temperature here. And on this day, believe it or not, in Northwest Louisiana, that is very, very helpful. And of course, you have several different features and buttons up here for different things you can turn off and on depending on what you want to do. And like I showed you earlier, here is the camera view, and I showed you how to use that front camera washer, but let's take a look at a couple of the different views you have available with your cameras. There's more than one camera, of course, on this particular model of truck, and even not only just the typical rear view camera, but you also have the camera that actually looks over the bed as well. A lot of different advantages there. What I would call a multitasker, because you can obviously use that for hooking up a gooseneck trailer if you want to, maybe just looking to make sure everything's in the bed where it's supposed to be. Just a lot of different things. That's why it's always what I call the multitasker. And of course, the controls for your radio right there. You've got your dual zone climate control. And right here, wireless charging. There is another USB, couple of USB ports actually right there. And if you want to hide that away, of course, you have the cover right there, and plenty of storage, not only right here, but also up here in this area of the dashboard as well, if you wish to take advantage of that. And by the way, while I'm thinking about it here, we're going to take a look. This button right here, get my finger on there, that, let's see if we can get a view of that. That's how you're going to open and close that power sliding rear window that I mentioned earlier. And you do have another power outlet right here. You've got a 12 volt and a 110 as well, so quite a bit of functionality here And one of the things I just really enjoy about Ford, here's another multitasker. You can use that as a very large armrest, very comfortable, but of course that is ultimately the very deep, I mean very deep. Let's see how far I can get my arm down in there. I mean, I can almost not touch the bottom. It's so far down there. And of course you have your extra little tray right here if you want to store things in there. You even have a coin holder right there. That is hard to get back in with one hand. Ultimately just an ultra luxurious truck, and everything up here are your shade controls for the power shade and opening and closing the power sliding panoramic sunroof. And I do like the fact that you have your auxiliary switches right here that are all pre-wired. You just have to choose what you want to do with those, but it's nice to know that you have all of these right here. Just a lot of great features and functionality. Now let's take this truck out on the road and see how it drives. All right guys, we're gonna get out on the road with this F-250, and one thing I really like about these trucks, when you're not pulling anything, when it comes down to just getting down the road, if you need to get out and maybe a lot of traffic and you just have to find a space where you can get out there and floor it, that is not a problem with this truck. It has so much horsepower and torque, it just plants you back in the seat pretty much. I mean, getting down the road, no problem. And I'll tell you what, it didn't take long to get up to speed, as long as you're not loaded down with a heavy payload or pulling a heavy trailer or whatever the case may be. But these trucks are very easy to drive, very easy to get around. Of course, in this modern day and age, if you're stepping into a larger vehicle like this, and maybe you've never been in one before, with all the sensors and the cameras and all that good stuff, it just makes it so much easier to hop into something like this and feel very comfortable driving it. And of course, the steering wheel, this is a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, good and comfortable. Well, I tell you what guys, stepping on the pedal right there, I don't know if you could tell, I actually got just a little bit sideways. This thing actually spun the tires a little bit, but that wasn't something I was expecting. Let me hop over into this other lane here. What are my overall driving impressions of this truck? Well, it's a Super Duty. You know, it's gonna have a little bit of a stiff ride to it, but you know, it really amazes me how much better the ride quality is on these trucks like this, these Super Duties that are meant to carry a lot of weight and haul a lot of weight compared to what they used to be in the past. They were not fun to drive, really. They were very rough. They were typical of a Workhorse type truck. Overall, here's what I have to say about this truck. I would describe this truck as a luxury workhorse. It is a great truck for getting work done in any commercial situation, or you know, if you're out working on the farm or whatever. If you need to pull a race car trailer or a horse trailer or whatever the case may be, this truck is definitely going to do the job for you. And just the overall driving experience is very enjoyable in this truck. I mean, I love the visibility, of course, large windows all the way around. Everything is just enjoyable. I don't see myself ever needing a truck like this, but if I ever needed to haul a heavy load or ended up with a heavy trailer that I needed to pull, this truck would be a lot of fun to have, not only just in general for that purpose, but when it comes to just everyday use, it's practical, it's very comfortable, just a really great truck to drive overall. So I got to thank my friends here at Jimmy Grande Ford for loaning me this truck for the day. I always enjoy these F-250s, actually one of my favorite vehicles to drive. And got to say thanks to my buddy Showtime here at the dealership. If you come over here, make sure you ask for Showtime. And I know you see Orr Ford up there on the building. It's no longer Orr Ford, it is Jimmy Grande now. They just haven't changed the livery just yet. But come by and see these folks in Stonewall. They'll take care of you. Good friends, good people. I really appreciate what they do for me. And look forward to seeing all of you, because of course I appreciate what all of you do for me in my videos, guys. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.